What is up, my friends? Here we are breaking down a new mock draft post the NCAA tournament. Let's get it. Here we go. All right, guys, I knew this one would be coming out, and I'm really excited to break it down, see where we stand after the NCAA tournament, whether I agree, disagree, and see who's been big risers or fallers. Let's get it. First pick is they have Indiana Pacers taking AJ dybantsa. This is different because it has been Darren Peterson for a while, almost a whole year. It's been Peterson, but I think we are seeing a shift because of all of the injuries and noise around Peterson. But on all honesty, when he has played, he has not been the guy that we were sold coming into the year. He hasn't been. He has not looked like that guy athletically, his play on the court, how his body moves. He hasn't looked like that guy. So he shouldn't be the number one pick when other players are showing that they are this guy. Personally, with dybantsa, I really like him. Big, long. I don't know. He's got some downfalls, but everybody does. Even Cooper Flagg had downfalls, but he fixed those pretty early. I don't think any of these guys are on Cooper Flagg's level, but I do think they are the level below him. And I think dybantsa is kind of one of those guys that I've seen a lot of guys like him fail, but I do not think he is one of those guys that's going to fail. But I do see the upside with him. I do see the potential to be an all-NBA level player. When you have that option, when you have that ability, when you have that potential, you got to take it. I don't want to get into the team fits here because I don't feel like that really matters right now. This is just kind of a ranking type thing, so we're not going to get into the team fit, but I agree with dybantsa being the first pick. Next up, number 2, Peterson. I think before they had Peterson at 3, and they had Boozer at 2, but again, Peterson I kind of broke down. I think the issue with his health and the fact that his play has not been what we were sold, what we were told about him. Maybe that was part of the expectations. But again, I don't see this. I do not see this Ant comp because he has not shown that athleticism. You could see the athleticism with Ant forever. Everybody could see it. People who did not watch basketball could tell that guy just moves different. You're not seeing that with Peterson. Can he get that back? Hopefully. Because if he can, and if he gets that back and the health stuff is good to go, this guy, just like dybantsa, is an all NBA level player. So I agree with the number 2. Number 3, Cam Boozer. Again, don't worry too much about the team. With Boozer, I think we did see some limitations as the year went on, and those limitations were he's just not a great athlete. Now, he is huge. 6'9", 250. Kevin Love, not a great athlete. Kevin Love was a MVP candidate a couple years, probably going to be a Hall of Famer, All-Star, all this stuff, right? So he has that. I feel like Boozer has the lowest floor. The highest floor. Flip that. The highest floor, meaning even if it does not turn out to be his peak, it's still going to be pretty good. I can still see him scoring 18 and 10, kind of like his dad with the three-point shot and stuff like that. But I do not think his height is as high as the first 2. Part of that is because of the athleticism. Now, he could get better. He could get more aggressive and more athletic as the years go on, playing around the NBA guys. He's also going to get smarter too and get better with his moves. So I do think he is 3rd in my eyes, whereas before I think he was a bit higher, but I think he has moved to 3rd for me too, so I agree with this. Number 4, Caleb Wilson. Now, my biggest thing for this is I don't know offensively who he could be in the NBA. Because we did the same thing a couple years ago with Evan Mobley. And Evan Mobley's offense has not progressed. Just hasn't. It hasn't progressed, and he's going to be kind of stuck at an 18 to 20 point game score. No offensive production outside of his own scoring. He's not going to make anybody better. He's not going to get any assists. He's not going to do any sort of playmaking or growing or making other guys better. It's not going to be Evan Mobley. Is that what Caleb Wilson's going to be? Now, I do think he's more freakish athletically and mentality-wise than Mobley is, but I still don't see the next level offense that I think the three guys ahead of him have and some of the guys behind him have. Defensively, I think he's the best defender in the draft, hands down, and I think that has all defensive team level play. So that I love. But I'm just concerned about what the offense is. So if you're drafting him to think that he, in my eyes, if you're drafting him to think that he could be a 23 plus point per game guy, averaging maybe 6 assists or something like that, or be more of a hub on offense, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think he's always going to be a second, third level offensive player, which is not a bad thing, but it just is what that is. That's just how I see it. Number 5, Acuff. Again, I could see this. I think Acuff is the 5th best player in this draft, but I don't think it's as big as people think. I think some of these guys behind him, I do think some of these guards, depending on the team, should be ranked a bit higher than Caleb Wilson because of the offensive possibility, right? And what they could be versus what I think Caleb cannot grow into. Now, let's address the defensive elephant in the room. There's a ton of guards in the NBA that don't guard very well, right? Steph Curry, when he first started, was not a great defender. And then he got better because he just tried harder. Now, he was still picked on, but again, everybody likes to use the fact that Steph Curry was picked on, but why was he picked on? Because he was surrounded by 4 all defensive team players. So of course they're going to pick on him. He's the only one to pick on. You're not going to go after Iguodala or Draymond or Clay. No. Okay, so let's get over that. You can surround this guy. I don't think the Kings, again, we're not worried about teams, the Kings can do it, but teams can surround him with good defenders and make up for that. I'm not too concerned about that. I am very interested to see his size, see how he can do that, to see if he really is 6'3" or if he's a bit smaller. You can tell he's very strong, very physical. I like all that is. So I really like him as the complete point guard for them, for the NBA. Love it. Next up, Keaton Wagler of Illinois. Really like this guy. I really like the Jamal Murray comp with the pace of Luka. Not comparing him to Luka, but the pace of Luka, kind of his own thing. I've watched this Illinois team and Wagler a ton this year. A few things that stuck out to me are I don't know if he doesn't have it or if he doesn't think about it, but he isn't the type of guy that's just like, all right, get on my shoulders, we're going. There's just not that guy. He wants to play within a system. He wants to be diplomatic and do all these type of things. He's not a dominate everything type player, which I think is good, which I think would pair well with other players like that. So I don't think he is the prototypical lead guard that's going to control everything, but it's also positive and a negative. So there is that. Do worry about his athleticism a bit on the next size. Like, what's he going to do with the Thompson twins guarding him? You know, guys like that are going to be his size. He hasn't played in the game, but his size and athleticism. So I do concern myself with that. Next up, Kingston Flemings. I got a lot of concerns with him too, especially through the tournament and the Big 12 tournament. I don't think he can shoot like Fox, but I see that kind of Fox Maxey level. But I'm concerned that this is not true. That's just not true. And this 190 pounds, you can look at the photos of Acuff and him and put them side by side. Those two things are not the same. They're just not the same. So I will be interested to see how the combine comes out, how he measures. I'm a little concerned about his shooting. I do love his defense, and I do love his speed and willingness to be part of the offense, but will the shooting translate as well? Next up, Mikal Brown Jr. I think he should go back to school personally because of the injuries and stuff like that, and I think he is more of just like this, I think he is more of a scorer and a hero, Anthony Simons type guy that's not going to be your prototypical lead guard. I think he's more of a secondary scorer type thing. So there's kind of the issues that I have with that. I don't love it. I don't love that, as especially when you're taking it this high with the guys behind him. So I would have him lower personally in that because of that. Next up, Braylon Mullins. Again, this is not one shot. One thing I noticed with him, again, it's kind of like that UConn system. I think there's definitely a lot more in there with him, but he doesn't need to be that. But the kid competes on defense, rebounds his ass off for how big he is and for how small he is, and probably has, again, more on-ball juice off the dribble. But again, with him and Caravan, they were supposed to be the two elite shooters, and they weren't that elite. So if his shooting can be what we were told and what he could be, then yes, he is worthy of this pick because of how hard he competes on defense, and his rebounding was really, really good for them. Next up, LeBaron Philon. Yes, I was really high on him last year. He kind of fell down a little bit because of, I think, more because the other four came in. I like him because I think he's more of a point guard, and like I would have him over Mikhail Brown because of that, because of more point guard, and his defense, I think, to me, is going to be more elite. I think he is, of the 5 point guards, I think he's the best defender of all of them, which I think you could put him on a team right now and he would not. They would pick on him because he would be the smallest one. I don't think it would be easy. Very much in this DeJounte Murray level, kind of a longer, taller Mike Conley type thing. He's got a great floater, great finisher, stuff like that. I really like him. I think for me, he has claimed into where that Mikhail Brown, maybe even Kingston Fleming's area. Braden Burries. I think the whole Arizona team should get knocked for how they showed up against Michigan. But especially when I watch Burries, I don't see any sort of creation. Now that could just be because of the Arizona team and how stacked they are. Could be 100%, and I could be wrong with that. I get that, but I just don't see it. But the defender, the shooting, the open shots, I get all that. I feel like he's Quentin Grimes years ago. You're not getting the Quentin Grimes right now. You're not getting that guy. The guy that can break people down, come off the bench and get you 20 a game. He ain't that. He may be Quentin Grimes 4 years ago when Quentin Grimes was trying to become who he is now. Now, will he become who Quentin Grimes could be? Possibly, but he's not right now. Next up, Portland Trailblazers, Kareem Lopez. Again, forget about the name. Sorry about that. Kareem Lopez. I would not have him this high. And again, this is because of what I've seen and what I've watched. And what I've seen and what I've watched, little of him. If this is a true Franz Wagner, that would be awesome if Franz can shoot. And we're starting to see the issues with Franz not being able to shoot. So there, I will reserve judgment until I have more info. But the thing is you can say what you want about what Kareem is. I know what this is. I know what this is. And this is something that I want on my team. He was hurting in that title game, and he did not play well. I was texting with a friend about how he looks so bad, and then he just started. He played defense. He came back in. He was on the bench, and he looked so sad. You could tell he was upset. And I was texting with a friend about it. It's like, oh, man, he's not looking good, but he's still competing. And then he came out, and he just took over. He scored like 2 buckets, and his defense was awesome, getting through screens on Braylon Mullins and Caravan. It's hard to do with a hurt knee and ankle. This guy's heart, top 3 competitiveness in the whole draft. I'll bet on that. I'll take that, especially at this range. I will take this over the potential of this any day. That's just how I feel. I think he should be higher because of that. And teams are going to take him, and they're going to be like, wow, we got something awesome. That's just my thoughts on that. Next up, Nate Ament. Go back to school, please. This is huge. I was just watching him be like, this kid is a stud, and you can say whatever you want. You can knock, slow feet, can't move, blah, blah, blah. This dude is good. He will catch every lob that is thrown to him. He runs the floor. He is good on defense. He's not going to be an elite defender, but you're not going to just pick on him. You're just not, because you can't. And he's going to make every hook. I know he missed some hook shots in there, but I can tell you, watching those college games, they were 10 times more physical than it is in the NBA, because you can't get away with half the crap they do. I agree with this. He is rising because he is not a bum. He is not a stiff. This dude is good. Really, really good. Your guess is as good as mine. Buyer beware, because there's just not enough info. And his injury, he could be out of the league in 2 years. And they had injury issues with Greg Oden. Look what happened. Injury issues with Andrew Bynum. Look what happened. You got a couple years, and then it was just over. I'm really concerned about that. 2 years already, and we haven't really seen him play because of injuries. I would stay away. Next up, I'm going to kind of speed through these. Pete, same idea. I like what I see, but what happened in that game? Like, are you that much worse than Mara, Yaxel, and Johnson? It just didn't work. I think he is not as perimeter capable as Rui. I think he's more of an inside version of Rui, who's not going to be able, you aren't going to be able to put Rui the way that the Lakers can put Rui on bigger wings, and so you're not going to be able to do that with Pete. He's going to be more of a 4 inside and not have the perimeter skills with that. This has been one of my favorite players all year long. I think he's Jeff Green, kind of a young Robert Horry type when he played for Houston before he became Big Shot Bob and just started hitting threes all the time. That's kind of the way I see it. I like him. Kind of the same with Yaxel. You know what you're going to get. The upside may be lower, but he's a professional. So, yeah. Hans, haven't seen a ton of Hans. So I will save that for when I watch more on him. Cameron Carr, same idea. I'm going to kind of scroll through these to see the guys that I do have thoughts on. Chris Sinak. This one is tough for me because I really liked him before the year. And it just, I liked it. Like, I think his mid-range game, like, is pretty good, right? So you're going to be able to kick out. He's going to be a pick and pop, not a pick and pop to 3, but Bobby Portis was not a pick and pop to 3 in his first couple years either. So it can grow. I think he's a good defender. I don't think he's a great defender the way he was heralded to be a great defender. I think he's a really good one. I think he's a good rebounder too. Like, those are all above average. So I like that. Just don't think there's any offensive posting or driving and creating. I don't think there's any of that. It's going to be spot up shooting, lob finishing. That's it. Morez Johnson. I really like this kid. The best part about him is, I think, like they said, who they said earlier, the Rui Hachimura Koa Pete, he's more of a Rui. He was guarding the guards for UConn because the way Michigan ran their defense, Mara was the only one who didn't switch. Everybody else switched every single screen except for Mara. He didn't, and he was out there guarding their guards. So I think he's got more of a perimeter game than Harrell. I think his offensive game is limited right now. I think it's coming. I think he's got more offensive game. I would have him higher because I know that he can guard all positions. He can guard them all. And he's not going to like guard point guard stuff, but if you get a switch, he can handle himself. And I think offensively, it's possible to get a bit more out of him. Bennett Sturts. I really like Bennett Sturts a lot because I think this is like a really, really good comp because he's not going to like blow you away with a ton of stuff. He's also not going to screw up. And that was Brogdon. He did not screw up. Health better than Brogdon. Fingers crossed, right? But I think he's like a really, really solid guy. And somebody's going to get him in the late first round in this area. This is Boston Celtics. Remind me of Peyton Pritchard. Same idea. You can be like, damn it, we should have taken him higher. Same thing. This guy, I really think it's weird because he does not shoot threes. But he can get to the basket on anybody. But he can't shoot. But in the NBA, there's going to be like, all right, I dare you to do this. If he can get his jump shot, All right, good. But if he doesn't have his jump shot, then he's going to be very limited on the next level. Krivas, I like him, but I thought he was like one of the only Arizona guys that stood up and fought against Michigan. Didn't amount to much as they got their butts boat race, but he still stood up. In fact, I like him. I like him. I wonder about this Terrace Reed. I wonder about what he could be in the NBA because he was very physical. I'll give him that, and he could finish right around the hoop. Not giving you anything else offensively. And is he going to be able to guard switches and stuff like that? So we'll kind of see how that goes. I would definitely take a flyer on him because of how hard he works on the offensive and defensive boards and all that stuff. So definitely take a flyer on him. This is a very interesting one to see how what he's going to do, if he's going to go pro or come back. Since he didn't have a full year, I would highly advise to go back because with the lack of talent next year's draft, he could be a top 10 pick because you could see it. You could see the talent. And you could see, especially if they have a lot, they have 3 McDonald's All-Americans coming back next year or coming in next year. It could be a stacked team. And if he's able to lead a stacked team far, he's going to climb. I would highly advise. It's intriguing. I would have him higher because of how intriguing he is. But let's go back to school. You don't need the money. Go back to school. Come back a top 10 pick. I really wonder what this guy would be in the NBA. I've been thinking about this. Is the Schroeder comp? I could kind of see that. I think Schroeder is more athletic than people like to give him credit for, just because of how like linky and like, for a lack of a better word, slinky is around stuff. I don't know if Braden has that, but he can clearly play the game of basketball like really, really well. So it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen with that. Talent-wise, this guy should be a top 10 pick. Pure God-given talent. Just don't know how real it is. All right, guys, there you go. My breakdown of the latest mock draft from Bleacher Report. What I thought, my thoughts on if somebody's too high, too low, right where they're supposed to be. All the info after the NCAA tournament. I'm going to have a lot more draft content coming out with my big board and all stuff like that. If you like this content, I know you do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Talk to you next time.